Let's just take a look, since because everybody seems to be drawing a blank right now. And remember, we're not going to come back to this. This is the only time that we see in this stuff. The next time we'll see this stuff will be for the exam past papers. So you have to know it now, right? These are your types of angles here. Right, straight, acute, obtuse, reflex, right? The reflex is greater than 180 degrees, right? And remember, here we have the properties of angles. So we have complementary adds up to 90, supplementary adds up to 180, adjacent where they have the same side, we have vertically opposite, we have angles at a point where they're all around a point, so they add up to 360 degrees, right? And if anybody was actually, and let me just erase all of this stuff here. I was teaching this to my form 3s earlier today, right? If anybody looks carefully enough, you see that all of these angles are around a point. So you add up this one to this one to this one to this one, you'll get 360 degrees, right? But remember, these guys are also vertically opposite. So A is vertically opposite to C. So you are supposed to be able to recognize that, hey, A is equal to C. They're both the same. And that means that this B is equal to this D because they're also vertically opposite. So vertically opposite and angles around a point that add up to 360 are really important ones to remember, right? Properties of angles when we're talking about parallel lines now, and this is a super important thing, right? You know, if we have two parallel lines here, if we have a line here, right, and let's just say I draw a line so to cut this line at this angle, right? If I had another line that is parallel to it, then this angle, this line here that I draw to cut, because this line is parallel to this one, means that these two angles would actually be the same. Does everybody agree with that? But let me ask you something, right? These two lines are parallel here. I just draw one straight line cutting across. So wouldn't that straight line cut at the same angle since they're both parallel? Well, don't you agree with that? Doesn't that make sense? So let's try this again, right? Do you all agree that this line would cut the two parallel lines at the same angle? Do you all agree with that? All right. Do you all agree then that if this angle here, this red angle here, if I was to add this green one, I would get 180 degrees because this angle is on a straight line, eh? Right? Right. So wouldn't you all agree that if this angle is red and this angle is green, this angle is red is a straight line, which means this angle will also be green. You understand that? Right? So if you look at it carefully, isn't this angle here vertically opposite to this one? So they'd both be red. What do you all think? What about this angle here? This angle here is red, and this angle here is vertically opposite to it, so it'll also be the same red. Do you all agree to that? So at the end of the day, this here, if this is green, this is also vertically opposite, so therefore this will be green. If this is green, this is vertically opposite, so this will be green. So now you can kind of see a relationship for all of those angles here. Yeah? So at the end of the day, if you look at the x's, look at the two x's. If I have an angle on this side of the x, and then if you look at this x here, I have an angle on the same side of the x, well then these two angles are corresponding. So that is an easy way to tell if they're corresponding or not, right? So if I have an angle at the bottom of the x here, and I have the same angle at the bottom of the x here, you notice they are the same part of the x. That means they are corresponding, right? If I have an angle at the top of the X, and this one is also at the top of the X, then they are corresponding. Same thing. Once they're on the same side of the X, they're corresponding. Now, for interior, once you have two angles that are on the same side of the transversal and they're inside the parallel lines, so you can see they're kind of inside of like a rectangle. They're inside the rectangle, they're inside the parallel lines. So these two angles are interior angles. So we have these two here being interior as well. We talked about corresponding angles and what they look like if they're on the same side of the X. We talk about interior angles being if they're on the inside of the parallel lines. So these two are interior angles. These two here are interior angles, right? And then the last set of angles we had to talk about are alternate angles. That is, if they are opposite sides of the transversal. So these two are alternate from each other, and these two angles here are alternate from each other. They are on opposite sides of the transversal, right? So let's just see how they work. Interior angles add up to 180 degrees. So interior angles add up to 180 degrees. Why? Because if it is that I had this and the transversal cut in here, you would see that, well, we know that this and this are corresponding, so they would be the same, right? But then this plus this would give me 180 degrees. Yeah? The red plus the green would give me 180 degrees. But this green is vertically opposite to this green over here. Because they're vertically opposite, they would be equal. So therefore, I have a green on the inside here, and I have a red on the inside here, and well, red and green is equal 180 degrees. Yeah? So because of this little thing, means that we could just learn that interior angles are 180 degrees, right? Corresponding angles, and we already spoke about it, if they're on the same side of the X. So look at where this C is, and look at where this C is. They're on the same side of the X. So once they're on the same side of the X, they are corresponding, and corresponding angles are always equal. Always. Right? Then we spoke about alternate angles. Alternate angles are on opposite sides of the transversal, so we could see it here, and they are always equal as well. And if you want to know why alternate angles are equal, you could work it out. You just draw this, the parallel lines, you draw your transversal. We know that this is corresponding with this, so they'll both be red, they'll both be equal. But guess what? This angle here is also red because it is vertically opposite to this, right? So therefore you can see here that this and this are equal, and this is why. So those are the three types of angles you need to know for CSEC math, right? You don't need to know this one, right? Reflection, right? So the three types of angles that you need to know are alternate angles when it comes to parallel lines, corresponding angles, and interior angles, right? And then we have vertically opposite and angles at a point. We have adjacent, complementary, and supplementary. So we could see here that this angle is adjacent, right? It's not complementary because it's not 90 degrees. It's not supplementary, it's not 180, it's not vertically opposite, but they do share a side. So this is adjacent, right? In this case here, we see that this is complementary, because if this is a straight line, that means this is 180, and if this is 90, that means this will be 90. So these two will add up to 90, they're complementary. These here, you look at the X, they are vertically opposite. Over here, what do we have? Well, we have a straight line, but they don't add up to 180. They don't add up to 90. They're not vertically opposite, but they do share a side. So this here we have adjacent, right? Over here we have supplementary angles, right? They add up to 180, and over here we have vertically opposite, right? Now this is kind of what you'll see more of in CSEC. Well, actually the ones with X is what you'll see more of in CSEC. But at the end of the day, it's just basically the same thing. I don't know if my calculator lady could help me out here, right? So calculator lady, see if you could get your calculator working and operational. Plug it into the wall if you have to, right? So we can see here this is supplementary, so this plus this will be 180. So that means that this has to be 130, right? I hope everybody understands. If you do not understand, feel free to say so, yeah? I have 43 degrees here. This is vertically opposite, so this will also be 43 degrees, right? Calculator lady, I'll need you for this one. We can see here that this is angles around a point. Angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. So what do we have here? We have B plus 209 plus 96, and that is equal to 360 degrees. Yeah, so 209 plus 96 is, thank you, 305. B plus 305 is 360. So B is equal to 360 minus 305, which is, thank you. I have calculator ladies in competition here, but you can see that the thing that enabled us to answer this question was knowing which property to use, yeah? And it's not much properties, you know, right? This here, definitely complementary. So 90 minus 63 is 27, thank you, 27. This here is supplementary, so 180 minus 35. Thank you. This here is complementary. We can see that they form a right angle, so that means that 90 minus 29. Thank you. This here are angles around a point, so we can see that 243 plus 94 gives us what? And 360 minus that. So this will be 23. So it's all about knowing the laws. This here is supplementary. They add up to 180 degrees. So 49 minus 180 minus 49 is 131. Is it? 131. These guys are vertically opposite, so this will be 90. Now these are also vertically opposite, so this will be 73. Right? Now this is the kind of thing that CSEC might want to ask you, and that is basically find the value of x, right? So we can see here that these two are supplementary. They will add up to 180 degrees. So what we will do is we will say, well, all right, this angle plus this angle will add up to 180 degrees. So now we could solve for x. 3x, 93 plus 18 is 111. 3x is equal to 180 minus 111, which is what? 69. So x is what? 23. Alright, so we got 23 degrees here. Soraya, how are you feeling about all of this now? Does it ring a bell now? Is it a little more familiar? I guess she right out. It's just actually learning it. Right? Yeah, so this one here, as long as you understand, I can't force you to learn. All I could do is hope I'll help you to understand. Use you one how to learn, you know. So this here are angles around a point. They add up to 360. So therefore, x minus 24 plus the 29 plus the 296 will add up and equal to 360. All right. So 29 minus 24 plus 296 is 301. So x minus plus 301 is equal to 360. X is equal to 360 minus 301, which is 49. Is it? No, 59. Yeah, sorry. Thank you. Number 21. They are vertically opposite. That means they are equal. 59 degrees. Yes, I had said 49, and my calculator lady rightfully, my calculator rightfully corrected me, right? So these are virtually opposite. So that means they equal. So 2 plus 3x is equal to 62. Because they equal, vertically opposite, therefore 3x will be 62 minus 2, which is 60. X is 20. Yeah? And I hope that I don't have to do all of these steps in the algebra. You see how we reach the stage in algebra now where we can leave out steps? Like I don't have to put 62 minus 2, and I don't have to put 60 divided by 3. Yeah, so I hope that you guys understand what I'm doing when I leave out them steps. Yeah, just if you don't, please let me know. Yeah, we can see here that this is complementary. They add up to 90 degrees. So therefore 40 plus 6x plus 2 is equal to 90 degrees. Therefore 6x plus 42 is 90. 6x is 90 minus 42 is 48. And then x is 8. 48 divided by 6 is 8. Right? Alright. So now we reach, oh, sorry, somebody said something? No? Okay. Now we reach the transversal parallel line stuff. Right? We can see here that this is equal to 130 degrees because look at the x. This angle is on this side of the x. Look at the x. This angle is on this side. They're both on the same side of the x. So that means that they are corresponding, and corresponding our angles are equal, right? These guys are on opposite sides of the transversal, so they are alternating, and alternating angles are equal, right? These guys here are alternating as well, but we know that alternating is supposed to be on the inside of the parallel lines. Alternating is supposed to be on the inside of the parallel lines, right? So how do we work this out? Well, we could use a combination. We could say that this here is vertically opposite to this, and then this is corresponding with this. So therefore, this would be 66 degrees. Right? I hope that everybody understood that one. These here are interior, and interior add up to 180, so this will be 100 degrees here. Right? These are also interior, which add up to 180, so that's 90. These are corresponding, they are on the same side of the x, so therefore this will be 81 degrees. This here, even though it looks really complicated, but this line actually doesn't have anything to do with anything. You can ignore that line. You just have to watch these two parallel lines here, right? And you can see that these are corresponding. They're on the same, watch the transversal, and watch they're on the same side of the x. So this is simply 53 degrees, right? No biggie over there. And same thing over here, these are alternating. And yes, you have 3 parallel lines, but guess what? These rules will work for any amount of parallel lines. Once you have one transversal, any amount of parallel lines, so you can see the Z happening over here. Because this line is parallel to this one. So these are alternating, this will be 58 degrees. We could see here that this will be 50 degrees because they are interior. Right? Now please stop me if you don't understand. We have an interior angle situation here again. This parallel line coming so we have this one and this one. They're interior if we look at it, right? Because these are the 2 parallel lines that we're looking at here. Yeah. So therefore they will add up to 180. So 180 minus 117, 60. Thank you. Find the value of x that makes lines U and V parallel. Alright. So obviously if lines U and V are parallel, that means that these guys are alternating, and alternating angles are equal. So therefore 16x minus 6 is equal to that 90 degrees. So therefore 16x is equal to 96 degrees. And what is x? Well, there's not, I shouldn't put degrees there actually. Right, x is 6, 96 divided by 16. Right? These two are corresponding, and corresponding angles are equal. So therefore 12x minus 4 is equal to 10x plus 10. And what am I going to do? Let's bring this 10x across here and bring that 4x over there. So it'll be 12x minus 10x, and that is equal to 10 plus 4. Therefore 2x is equal to 14 and x is equal to 7. Well, I mean, yeah, sure, each one by itself is an expression, right? Definitely. But because they are corresponding, means that corresponding angles are equal. So because of that, they become an equation, because I could say this is equal to this. You understand the step that I made there, right? Right? And from here I could solve for x. So you say that they couldn't be solved, yes? So each one by itself is an expression, yes. But we can equate them. And why can we equate them? Because they are corresponding. Right? Right, so these two guys here, well, let's check and see, right? If this is 105, then vertically opposite here, this will be 105. And this 105 is corresponding with this, so therefore they'll both be equal. So therefore I could say x plus 112 is equal to 105. So now I could say x is 105 minus 112, which is minus 7. Caitlin feeling like she off the hook. Now if we look at it here, this 110 is vertically opposite to this 110. So this will be 110 here, and this 110 is corresponding with this. So now they are equal. I could say that 19x minus 4 is equal to 110. Therefore 19x is equal to 114, and x is equal to 1. Thank you. And now we have here right, so you see we have some extra lines that you don't have to care about this line here. This line doesn't really help us at all. Just look at the x's. We have this parallel, these two parallel lines here, and this is the transversal. So look at the x. Look, this one is on that side of the x, and this one is on the same side of the x. So they are both corresponding. So because they're both corresponding, means that I could have them equal. 11x minus 2 is equal to 130 degrees. Therefore, 11x is equal to 132 degrees. X is equal to 132 divided by 11, which is 12. Yes, none of my calculator people could beat me to it. And here we have alternating angles, and it's pretty obvious that they are alternating angles. And so they are equal. 7x plus 14 is equal to 8x plus 6. Right? Alternating angles are equal. Let me carry the 7x across there, and I'll bring the 6 across here. So on this side I'll have 14 minus 6, and on that side I'll have 8x minus 7x. So therefore I'll have x is equal to 8. Is it 8? 14 minus 6. In this class now, as I said, we just took a look at the angles properties, and you all were supposed to have finished up to here. Now we're going to talk about constructing angles. Now if you're going constructing angles here, it have all kind of different stuff. But look, this here, Google slides on constructions. And if you click the constructions, this is how they just teach you how to construct angles in school, right? Now, this here is a simple thing where you're just using a protractor to measure an angle, right? This here is not on the CSEC syllabus. This is just a practice of using your compass. And this is a really cool image that you could do with your compass. I just actually draw this all the time, right? So it's cool. But this here is what we're talking about when we are constructing, right? To construct and to draw means two different things, and I will illustrate what they mean just now. Construct usually means that you have to use your compass and you have to draw arcs. So this is how they usually teach it to you in school. In school, they will write out a list. So this is how to construct a straight line 10 centimeters, you know, and they're gonna write out they're gonna write out a long list of instructions, and you follow the instructions. And how they teach it to you in school is that you actually have to learn these instructions by heart. I'm not gonna teach it so. However, I do have this document here, so you could feel free to come and see the instructions. I'm not going to teach you the instructions, they're here, but I am going to show you. So you're going to learn by watching, and you're going to learn by repeating everything that I do, right? So we are going to talk about all of these constructions and how to construct an angle and how to construct these kind of things. There are questions on them every CSEC, and look, these are some CSEC questions here, so we will talk about that after, right? So anyways, this constructions slide has the step-by-step instructions for everything we are about to do. So when Soraya was talking about a lot you have to remember, well, you actually have to remember the step-by-step instructions of how to do these things, but they are easy. So let's get to it, right? So we are going to construct angles. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to construct a line 5 centimeters long. Now, there's a difference between constructing and drawing. If they had said draw a line, what I would do is I would take my ruler and I would start from 0 and I would go to 5, right? And boom, I draw a line 5 centimeters long, right? But no, right? We do not want that. We want to construct a line 5 centimeters long. So actually, let me just add one word, construct a line segment 5 centimeters. So here's what we're going to do, right? I'm going to start now, and you guys are going to follow everything that I do step by step. You all ready? All right. I hope that one person spoke for everybody. So the first thing you do is take your ruler, and you know you want a line 5 centimeters. So you're just going to draw a line more than 5 centimeters, right? Okay. All right. So first step is to draw a line longer than 5 centimeters, and on this side you're gonna mark off a point A, right? Then you're going to take your compass, right? You're gonna put this point of the compass on 0. Do it very carefully, yeah? And you're going to measure 5 centimeters. Open it out to 5 centimeters. When you open that out to 5 centimeters, make sure that the compass lock. It don't move from there. Right? Once the compass is open to 5 centimeters, you put that on the point A, and then you draw an arc to cut your line like that. Right? And this will be a point B, and then you put, with the same opening, you put your compass on the point B, and with the same opening, you come now and you draw an arc across point A just to make sure that the opening didn't change or anything. So you have these 2 arcs here, and now you have constructed a line 5 centimeters, the line AB. Right? Does everybody understand what I just did? Alright, I'm going to do it one more time. Construct a line 5 centimeters. First, draw a line, a long line. Mark a point A. Right? Take your compass. And measure 5 centimeters. Come on, come this way, come this way. Once you measure 5 centimeters, you come on the point A, you cut an arc, and that'll be a point B. You come on the point B, with the same 5 centimeters, you're gonna cut a next arc across A, and those are called your construction lines, and you just get marks for your construction lines. Right? So this is how, and you just get marks for your construction lines, you just get marks for your labeling. All of these things you get marks for. Right? So that was constructing a line segment. Does everybody understand? Tell me when you finished did yours, and tell me when I could move on. So we are going to construct a 60-degree angle. So to construct a 60-degree angle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line. I didn't say construct a line, I'm just going to draw a line. Right? And I'm going to mark a point A. Right? Now, you take your compass, you put the point on point A, and you open the compass to any level you want. It does not matter. Right? Now this is the important part. Once you choose an opening for your compass, you lock it there. Right? Well, your compass don't have a lock, but mine have a lock. Right? But you make sure that that opening don't move. So you cut your first arc all the way up like this. With the same opening, I'm going to come here on this point here, and I'm going to cut an arc to intersect the original arc like that. Yeah? So you put the compass on the point A, you open the compass to any opening you want. You cut a long arc, then with the same opening from this point here, you cut another arc to intersect. And look, A to this, you draw your line through. Right? Now you could take your protractor and you could measure that, and look, you have a 60-degree angle. Right? So this here is the point A, and this here is the 60-degree angle. Make sure you have your construction lines. Make sure you label your point A, and if you want, you could even label point B and C if you want. All of that you will get marks for. Label everything. Right? So does everybody understand how to construct a 60-degree angle? That is a beautiful thing. It doesn't matter how big. Right? And let's prove it. Let's prove it. It does not matter how big. You could open it to any level as long as you keep that opening for the second arc. You understand what I'm saying? Right? That is the important part. Right? So we have the point A, and I'm gonna construct one at the point A, and I'll construct another one at the point B. Right? So watch. Okay, well, I hope that you catch the rest of the class on the video and do the assignment, right? All right, bye-bye. So you put this on the point A, and let's open it to anything. Let's open it relatively small this time. I don't like to go too small though, but we'll open it relatively small. And you just cut the arc all the way up. It doesn't matter. But this is the important part, that when you're doing the second arc, it must be the exact same compass opening. It must be the same compass opening so that you could cut your second arc, and that will always be 60 degrees, right? So we have one angle there, and let me do another one. I'll do one here at the point B. I'll do a different compass opening this time. This time I'll go real big. Right? So this time, this time I'll go real big, like all that. Right? And when you're drawing your arc, you have to draw it stretching all the way up like that. Right? And now we're going to keep the same compass opening from here and cut that. And now take your ruler, draw this line here. Alright. So they're supposed to be parallel, because remember, imagine if these were your two parallel lines and this here was the transversal. Then this would be 60 degrees and this would also be 60 degrees. Yeah? Because these two would be corresponding. Yeah? So if you put your protractor on this one, you see we got 60. Right? And then you put your protractor on this one, and we also get 60, right? So it does not matter. It does not matter how big you open the compass to. Does everybody understand how to construct a 60? All right, nice. So we're going on. We're almost done. All right, don't worry. It's actually not that too long again, right? So we were able to construct a 60. Now let's construct a 90, right? So we are going to construct a 90-degree angle. Right? First thing I'm going to do, and I'm going faster, so follow me along. Real fast. Draw a line. This time, I'm going to mark a point somewhere in the middle. And that is my point. Let's call that the point E. Right? Now, I'm going to open my compass to almost any amount. Right? And then you cut all the way across. Actually, some people just do that. Some people just do that. But you don't have to do that. You could just cut an arc on this side and then just come back again and cut another one on this side. Some people just draw the full semicircle. But what I did was I opened my compass to any opening and I cut an arc on this side, I cut an arc on this side. Now, I'll put my compass here. You notice something, right? With this opening, the compass is, oh crap, come on. With this opening, the compass is going direct. Stop that now. With this opening, the compass is going directly on the point A. I don't want that. So now I'm going to change the opening. I'm going to make it so that it is more than the point A, right? I'll make it longer, right? Now when I make this opening, I want to make sure I keep this opening for both sides. You'll see what I mean, right? So now I'm going to cut an arc above A, and then with the same opening I'll come across on this side here, right? And cut a next arc there, and now here to here will always be 90 degrees. Seeing that? Everybody understands how to construct a 90-degree angle, right? So remember, all of these drawings that you draw, you'll have to turn on your camera to show me after, right? So I'll show you how to construct a 90-degree one more time, right? I'll do it faster this time, right? You'll see how quick and easy it is once you know what you're doing. Draw a line, mark a point A, open my compass to any length, and then I will cut a line here. With the same opening, cut an arc here, and then I'll come on this side oh, why? Stop it. And you can see that because it's touching A, I don't want that. I want it more than A, so I'll go more than A. I'll cut an arc here. Now I'll come on this side, I'll cut an arc here, and that will always be 90 degrees. Connect there, and I have 90 degrees. Pretty much 90 degrees there. So, I hope everybody understands how to construct a 90. Any questions? Alright. So, we constructed just now, we constructed a 90-degree angle. We also constructed a 60-degree angle. What we're going to learn how to do now is bisect. Bisect means cut in half. So when we cut a 90 in half, we're gonna get 45. And then we could cut the 45 in half to get 22.5. Right? I have a 60 degree here. I could cut the 60 degree in half and get 30. And then cut that 30 in half and get 15. And then cut that 15 in half again and get 7.5. So you see, being able to bisect an angle is a really important thing, because now you could start to get other angles. So if a question tells you construct a 7.5 degree angle, well, you know, well, hey, I can't construct a 7.5, no, but I could construct a 60 and then cut it in half to give me a 30, and cut that in half to give me a 15, and then cut that in half and I will have the 7.5. So the bisection of angles, all right? And let's It's the same thing right through, but let's bisect the 60 first. Bisect a 60-degree angle. So first, I will construct the 60 real fast. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't construct the 60. I'll draw the 60. Because I don't want unnecessary construction lines, right? So let me draw a 60-degree angle. All right, at the point A, I'll take my protractor and mark 60 about there. And connect both of them. All right. So I have a 60-degree angle here, right? So now we want to bisect an angle. It's really easy to do, right? And this works for the 60, it works for the 90, it works for all kind of things, right? All you need to do is take your compass, put it at the point A. You're opening it to any opening, right? But not too big because you want to cut both of the lines, right? So I'll open it to about here. When I open it to that, any opening, I cut both lines, right? Then I keep the same opening. I come from this point and I'm gonna cut an arc here. And with the same opening, I'll come from this point and I'll cut an arc here. And that is it. Now, if I draw a line from A to here, you will see that that is 30 degrees. Everybody understands how to bisect the angle? Now, let me bisect the 30 and you will get 15, right? And I'll use a different color ink. So what you do is you put the compass here on the point A. Stop it. Right? And what I'll do is I'll open the compass a little bigger so it'll have a different arc. Right? It doesn't matter how big you open it to. Once you cut both the lines, right? And now I keep the same compass opening from here, and I cut an arc over here, and the same compass opening from here, and I cut to intersect that here, and this here is 15 degrees, and you'll see it here. Right, the 30, and that's around 15. I'm a little off, and the reason why I'm a little off is because I didn't draw my ruler line level. So you see, even on the software, it's hard to be accurate, right? So you wanna make sure you're as accurate as possible. And one of the things to always be accurate is always keep your pencil very, very sharp. So does everybody understand how to bisect a 60-degree angle? All right? Okay. Now I'm gonna bisect a 90-degree angle now. And you'll see I'm doing it the exact same way, right? So now we're going to bisect a 90. And what I'll do first is I'll draw a 90. I wouldn't construct it. I'll draw it. Yeah, you see my ruler now straight. If I do so, I'm going to try to straighten my ruler. I hope it's straight there. Right? They should have like a degrees thing on the ruler. Anyways, so I'll draw a 90. Put the point A. And 90 is over here. So now I'll draw, right? So I have 90 degrees there. So now I want to bisect the 90. Watch how fast I'm gonna do it. Point A, open the compass to any length, draw an arc to cut both, right? And once you draw your arc to cut both, with the same opening, you notice I didn't touch the opening there. I'm coming on this side, and I'm gonna cut an arc here, and then I'm coming on this side, from that point, and I'm going to cut an arc there, and I just bisected 90, and if you look at it, 90 and this is 45. Seeing that? Now I am going to bisect the 45, and I'm going to do the same thing. Let me just readjust my compass. Right. So I'll take the compass and put it on the point A. Then I'll open it to any level. I'll open it a little small this time. Right? And let me use a different color ink. Right? And now I'll cut the two lines that form in the angle. I'll take this and put it here. And cut my arc so. I'll take this and put it here. And cut an arc so. And I just bisected the 90 there. So now this is a 22.5 degree angle. Right? And now if we do that, we can see 22.12.5. Ooh, that's pretty exact. That is pretty exact. Right. So does everybody know how to construct and how to bisect a 90 degree? All right. Now take a look at everything that we just looked at here. We looked at constructing, and sorry, I'm not writing. You know, this is our online software. It's quite different from what I was normally use. Constructing, number one, a line segment. Number two, a 60-degree angle. Number three, a 90-degree angle. Number four, we learned to bisect the 60 to give us 30, 15, 7.5, or you could go even more and more. And number five, we learned to bisect a 90 to give us 45, 22.5, or you could keep going more and more if you want. Construct this. When you construct it, they'll meet at the point C, and I want you to measure the length of AC and BC. So measure this length here, AC. This is AC, and this here is BC, or CB, any way you want to go, right? So when you draw, you not draw, construct, you construct your line segment first, right? And then you construct a 60, then you construct a 45, and they should cut at a point, and you can measure the length of each of them. So I'm gonna give you guys 10 minutes to do this. First thing is I have to construct a line 5 centimeters, right? So I'll draw a line longer than 5. I'll mark a point A. I'll open my compass. To 5 centimeters. So you see, with the basic skills that I taught you there, how to construct an angle and stuff, you could start making all sorts of shapes, right? So I'll cut an arc there, and then I'll come on this side with the same opening. I'll cut an arc on, oops, sorry. I'll cut an arc on this side. So now I have B, and this is 5 centimeters. Now I have to construct a 60-degree from A. So I'll take my compass, I'll put it at the point A, I'll open the compass to any length really, right? And I'll use a different color for this one. Lock the compass at whatever I open it to. Come here with the same opening. I'm going to come here on this side. Cut an arc there. And now I have my 60-degree angle. And I don't know how long it is, so I'm just going to draw it long. Right? Now I have to construct a 45-degree on this side. Ooh, remember to label that. So this is my 60-degree angle, right? Now we're gonna construct a 45-degree on this side. And what I'll have to do is I'll have to construct a 90 and then bisect it, right? So I'll use a different color for this. Let's use green for this, right? So that you all don't get confused. So I'll open my compass to any length. From the point B, I cut a mark here. And I'll cut a mark here. Now I'll come from this side here. And I want to open my compass now to longer than B. Cut a mark on the top here. Then cut a mark here, and this is a 90-degree, but I don't want a 90, I want a 45. So what I have to do is bisect this 90 now. So let's use a different color for that. I'll use this pink. I hope you all will see that. Alright, I'll use this purple. Alright. So I want to bisect this 90 now. So I'm going to open it to any length. Let's open it to about here. Right? Lock it. And I'm going to cut straight across the two of them like that. Right? And with the same opening, come from this here and cut across like that. And then with the same opening, come from this side here and cut across like that. And now I have that point there from B Okay, take it easy. You could catch the rest online, right? And I'm going to extend this until it intersects this line here. And that over here will be the point C. This is 45 degrees. It looks really messy, but you will get marks for all of it, right? So now we have to measure how long AC is. So I'll take my ruler. And let me see if I can measure AC. Again, around 3.5. And you guys remember, everybody will get a slightly different answer depending on how sharp your pencil is and how accurate it is, right? So not everybody will get exactly 3.5, but if you did it correctly, you should get around there. And then for this side, what do I get? I get around 4.5. So this side is around 4.5, right? Now let's talk marks. What am I getting marks for? Well, you're gonna get marks for labeling A, B. You're gonna get marks for labeling 5 centimeters. You're gonna get marks for labeling 60 degrees and 45 degrees. Alright? You're gonna get marks for drawing these two lines here. So how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're gonna get marks for labeling this and this. 8, 9. Yeah, you'll get marks for labeling point C, 10. And now you're gonna get marks for every single one of your construction lines. So this is 11, this is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right? 21, right? So 20 to 21. Let me just say 20. This carrying 20 marks, right? If you know how to do it, it's an easy 20 marks. Draw construction lines very lightly. Make sure they can see it, but you see what's going on, how confusing this is. So you want to draw your construction lines very lightly and draw the final shape. Heavy. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the black, so after I constructed it now, I will actually come and draw over my triangle a little bit darker so that the examiner could see it. And that there is the triangle ABC. How you all feel about this? Is it okay? Because of course it'll be confusing because you just learned it, just like how stats was confusing, you know. You just learned it. It's something that you now learned, and you now have to apply 3 or 4 different things at the same time. Yeah. So once you know how to do the individual things,